The Baviansnkloof has 8 magnificent passes and poorts, of which the Grasnek Pass is probably the best in terms of scenic beauty. It's fairly long at 8.3 kilometers and includes in that length an astonishing 83 bends, corners and curves, which equates to one bend every 100 meters. The pass is well designed, especially considering its age, and offers a fairly reasonable average gradient of 1 in 11, both ascending and descending. It rises from 247 meters to 447 meters on its western ascent of 3.7 kilometers, giving rise to some stiff gradients as steep as 1 in 6. Views from the ridge and the summit zone are beyond description. We recommend a 4-wheel drive vehicle for this pass. The Grasnek Pass is the first pass one encounters after entering the bioreserve from the western side. The 4 passes of Grasnek, Langkop, Holgat and Kombrix follow in quick succession. No matter which way you travel this road, you'll be in for a visual feast. The pass starts officially at a small and very old green sign, semi-hidden in a thicket next to the last crossing of the Bavians River at the start of the ascent. The sign simply reads Old Mountain Pass and leaves the rest up to one's imagination. The road starts climbing immediately, and in places things can get a bit rough here. South Africa's pioneering road engineer Thomas Bain started work on the western section of the Baviansnkloof as far back as 1885. The road of 182 kilometers was the last of his road building efforts, as well as the longest. It should be clarified that Bain plotted most of the lines, but was not involved in the actual construction of all the passes. Some of the passes, like Holgat and Kombrix, were built by local farmers with government assistance in the form of funds and engineering design. The first section, comprising 116 kilometers from Willowmore to Kierom, was completed in 1890. The road was frequently damaged by floods, severing the farming communities from the outside world for weeks on end. A new railway line through Willowmore in 1902 placed more focus on the western side of the kloof as an entry point, resulting in farmers there being more prosperous. In the 1930s, this group of local farmers extended the road from Kierom to Kruisfontein. It took another 10 years for the farmers to complete the road via the Grasnek, Holgat and Kombrix passes all the way through to Potensie. Despite the new road link through the kloof in the 1940s, The central area of the Baviansnkloof, which is today the main wilderness area, was so rugged that the farming community of the Gamtoos Valley remained largely separated from those living on the western side of the kloof. For decades, the Baviansnkloof remained a remote and inaccessible place which few South Africans even knew about. By the late 1990s, 4x4 and other adventure enthusiasts started spreading reports about the wonders of the Baviansnkloof. This gave root to the kloof's reputation as a true wilderness getaway. Slowly, and keeping with the tradition of mixing their enterprises, farmers started developing tourism and accommodation facilities on their land, whilst many others are now recognizing the area's true tourism potential. Today, the Baviansnkloof offers an interesting mix of accommodation options to suit all tastes and budgets. The average climb gradient is 1 in 11, but the top section is fairly flat, which fudges the real gradient somewhat. The actual climb could best be described as being stiff. The views open up beautifully near the summit at 451 meters above sea level, and then the road levels off for about 2 kilometers, following the contours of the mountain on the southern side. The views down into the valley are quite breathtaking. Unfortunately, there are very few safe places to stop, so just slow your speed right down and allow yourself time to enjoy the views. The road is convoluted and twists its way up the mountains, following the contours and ravines. In many places, passing is impossible, and it will require one of the vehicles to back up to a wider section. Standard etiquette is that the ascending vehicle has right of way. Common courtesy goes a long way towards ensuring that everyone has an enjoyable time on these roads. After the dramatic crash of the ostrich feather industry in 1914, many farmers switched to livestock. Besides sheep and cattle, Angora goats were farmed for mohair. South Africa rapidly became the leading country worldwide in the production of the finest quality mohair. Farmers from the Katladu district, which includes the Baviansnkloof, regularly walk off with international awards for best quality. From the main view site, one gets a clear view of the highest peak in the area, called Skolsberg, at 1,625 meters. Both the Bavians Mountains, as well as the Kocha Range on the other side of the valley, are mainly comprised of hard peninsula sandstone, which is the oldest rock type of the Table Mountain group. Soon the road starts descending slightly and two obvious view sites come into view. The lower one actually provides the better panoramic opportunities for really big photos. This is an excellent spot to take a break and enjoy the wonders of the Grasnek Pass. Views to the east stretch as far as the Koga Dam and beyond. Look out for cycads on the hillsides. Don't miss part 2 of the Grasnek Pass.